I'll get started. So I'm Amber from Influencer Updates on Instagram. So thank you all for logging in and watching. If you'd like to put your questions down the bottom now, and then I will answer them at the end of the weekly update. I can see people already asking questions about some of the things I'm planning to talk about. But first thing I want to talk about is an email I got today. This isn't influencer related, but I got an email today from McDonald's and it said, McDonald's Monopoly second chance draw, you are a winner. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I freaked and I gasped at the email. And all I had won was 1 year access to an app called With You. It's like a fitness app, which is quite ironic for McDonald's to be giving people free access to a fitness app. But my husband was like, oh, it's a shame you didn't win a car. And yeah, I agree, it's a real shame. But anyway, and the second thing, this is influence related, is my robe. You might notice it is from Ruby Tuesday Matthews brand Robey. So I did a video on TikTok when I got it and unboxed it because it was in such beautiful packaging, and it's obviously like quite an expensive robe and I'm very excited by it. And yeah, she actually reposted my unboxing video, so that was unexpected and very cool. I have like a personal TikTok account where I just post sort of mum content, I guess. And yeah, I didn't expect her to be reposting that, that's for sure. All right, so the updates for the week. First one, of course, is Indy Clinton. She has had her baby. Everybody's been guessing the baby name for so long. We had all the clues. We knew it started with S. It was one syllable. Didn't end in E like Bambi and Navy. So she now has 3 children. Their names are Navy Raphael. That is her firstborn child, a boy. Navy Raphael. Her second child, a girl, is Bambi Valentine. And her new child, also a girl, is Soul Valerie. So, Soul, yes, it's weird. It ties in with Navy and Bambi in that they're not normal names. But I'm very disappointed by some of the clues because she did post a lot of images of clues and there were like angels and suns. And one time she posted like the outline of a tree and people thought the name might be Storm because the sky looked grey behind it. But I really don't feel like the picture clues tied in with the name Soul, but obviously it might have some sort of different meaning to Indy, and that's why she picked the name Soul. So that's that. She's now got Navy, who's just over 3, and then Bambi and Soul are sisters and they're 14 months apart, just like me and Kayla. So I'm very excited for those girls because having a sister 14 months younger than me is so much fun. I love it, especially growing up. It was really fun. Well, actually, it's more fun now that we're older, but it was also fun when we were kids. All right, next update is Chloe Szep pregnancy speculation. So I don't like to speculate on pregnancies based on bodies, so I will never do that. Like sometimes people message me like, oh, this person looks like they've got a bump or whatever. But, you know, everybody, most human females have a bump on their belly. That is just our anatomy. But Chloe Szep, she bought a rocking chair this week. So that is what the speculation is based on. And why would she be buying a brand new rocking chair when she has grown children? Not grown children, but like they're still young children. But I have a feeling that she might be buying a rocking chair in preparation for a 3rd baby. And Mitch Orville is always baiting us with like pregnancy tests and, you know, comments and stuff that he makes. So it's hard to tell. But after this speculation, I did scroll back her recent posts and she's showing like the back of her, or she's like covering her belly, which is what Jai Waetford has been doing for the last few weeks as well. I mean, a few months as well. So she's recently announced she's pregnant, and I scrolled back through her feed, and again, she was covering her belly in heaps of photos. So yes, we'll watch this space with that one. Third update, I've noticed a few people have mentioned this in the comments already. So it does seem that Kerri Gribble, she's an OnlyFans creator who is probably most famous for calling Michaela Tester fat on Snapchat. We all know Michaela Tester is not fat by any means, but oh, I just hate that word. It's just so like 2000 or something. But yeah, that's what she's famous for. So she has a boyfriend called Josh Henke. Henke? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. And they do OnlyFans content together. And she was recently interviewed and said a whole heap of things about fellow OnlyFans creators, that she thinks that they are prostitutes for sleeping with people that aren't their partners and that she would only ever sleep with her partner on camera. and that didn't go down well with most people watching that video, but it does seem that they have split. So there's been a few people messaging me saying, they've deleted all their photos of each other, and, they saw Josh out and, hooking up with someone. So yeah, it's seeming that they might have split, but maybe they'll get back together, not sure, and nothing official has been announced yet. Another update, this one went kind of viral. So Christie Swadling, she and her boyfriend, what's his name? Justin, I think it's Justin or Joel, I'm not sure of his name. He's also an influencer though. They have bought a new car. So it's very interesting because maybe a few months ago now, there were legal documents circulating the internet that Christie Swadling was filing for bankruptcy. So I'm not sure if she did file for bankruptcy and maybe it was rejected, because how could she be buying a new car if she is bankrupt? And she also travels a lot. So yeah, maybe she's not bankrupt anymore, or maybe she never was. I'm not really sure, but it has raised a lot of questions. And the Facebook post, it was by the car dealership. There were just so many horrible comments on there, and I just felt really bad for her. Like, I don't know, people shouldn't be writing that stuff online. It's just not nice. And the car dealership did end up taking the post down. Okay, and another update here. I've got two more. So this update, Isabelle Clarke, her ex-boyfriend Jai Waetford, so he's the guy from Australia's Got Talent or X Factor. I think it was from X Factor years ago. So he's a famous singer and they are ex-boyfriend and girlfriend. So Jai went on a podcast and he spoke about something. We don't know what. The podcast has been taken down now. But Isabelle did some stories saying that she has medical records to show the surgery, the hospital and psychologist reports disprove everything he said, and what he said was a lie. So somebody in the Tea Time Facebook group, they wrote that they had listened to the podcast and Jai had said that one of his ex-girlfriends was pregnant. So I think it might have been about that. So yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't really want to speculate on what she did and didn't mean, because it's obviously a very touchy, well, not touchy, but sensitive topic for her. But yeah, it's just pretty awful that he obviously spoke about that sort of stuff without her consent. And she said, if it doesn't get taken down, she's going to seek legal action because it's all not true, and that she was very upset by it. And then the final update I've got for the week is Zoë Foster-Blake. So Zoë Foster-Blake has brought back her brand Go-To Skincare. So she sold 50% of it, or approximately 50% of it, for $89 million a few years ago, Australian dollars, and recently bought back that 50% for, I think, $8 million. So yeah, a lot less than what she paid, like a tenth of what she sold it for. So that's pretty crazy. A lot of people were messaging me about that, saying that the marketing since she sold it has been very different, and that they used to feel very targeted by her brand in a good way. And since it's been taken over, they just don't connect with the brand anymore. So I think it'll be good to see Zoe back owning it, and she will be like running it how she used to and doing the marketing how she used to. So yeah, I think we'll be seeing quite a few changes there with her brand. Oh, I need to put my Robey off the shoulder because that's how Ruby wears it. Oh, speaking of Ruby, there were people asked me last week about her relationship status with Shannan and if they've split. People ask me that every week. But what I didn't realise is the reason why people were asking me is because earlier that day, or maybe the day before, somebody had written in Tattle that there were cheating rumours. There were two new people, like two new members of the forum, and they were both saying that the other one had cheated on the other one. And yeah, then this week, like Ruby has flown to Sydney to see Doddsy, but she's staying in a hotel. So that is raising alarm bells for a few people. But I mean, for all we know, maybe he was staying in the hotel with her. But yeah, it's very interesting that there's these parties, anonymous parties. One of them's claiming that Doddsy cheated and the other one is claiming that Ruby cheated. So I don't know. I like to always side with the woman, of course, before I know anything, but I just can't even imagine Ruby would cheat. Like, she has 3 children, she has businesses that she's running. She wouldn't have time to do that sort of thing. But yeah, who knows what the truth is there. I guess we will find out in due course. All right, so, gosh, I can talk, can't I? let's see what people are saying. Kurt Coleman's watching. Hi Kurt. Thanks for watching. He's asking if I dyed my hair lighter. I didn't. I think it's just when I tie it back, I haven't dyed my hair in years and it just has like natural highlights. I guess they normally sit here, but when I tie it back, they sit there. That's my hair. Oh, someone here is saying that they got the email from McDonald's too about the free year fitness app. Well, maybe we're going to have to get fit together. I do actually have a gym membership, so I don't think I'll be using this online membership because the idea of working out at home with 2 kids, it's just not going to happen. I like to go to the gym and have time away. All right. Oh, okay, yep. So Tammi TMB, so Tammi the Milk Boutique, but she doesn't own the Milk Boutique anymore. She has announced that she is pregnant with her 3rd child. And I was saying that nobody had messaged me any sort of suspicion around her pregnancy. But once I posted that, somebody messaged me saying, well, actually, she was saying that she went to a psychic recently and that a psychic said that a new baby was in her future. So maybe that was her telling us that she was pregnant. And somebody here is saying that Tattle called it a few weeks ago, but I know everybody thinks that I spend all my days reading Tattle, but I actually don't. What I do get from Tattle is like when people screenshot me stuff and send it to me. That is how I read Tattle. Or they might say like, oh, have you seen what's going on in Sophie Caish's Tattle page? And then I'll go on there and read it. But yes, it's impossible for anybody to keep up with everything that's on the Tattle forums. They're just very active forums. What's the quality of Robey like? Looks really nice. Yeah, so the quality of this robe, the thing I would liken it the most to is I have a Country Road beach towel and it's like that thick velvety cotton, and that is what this is. It's really thick, velvety, it's really heavy. Like when I got the box, I was like, whoa, it's so heavy. And I really like that the back sash is stitched on so that, you know, sometimes, all the time actually, when you've got a robe on, you hold this, well, the sash just falls out and it falls on the ground or whatever, or it gets really uneven, but it's stitched on the back. So very simple, a very simple detail, but it is really game changing. And I don't know why other brands don't do that. Also, it does come in only one size, which is interesting, but I am very tall. I am 5'10", 178 centimeters, and I'm a size 14 to 16, so it fits me really good, but it would fit people bigger than me. It would also fit people smaller if you tightened it more, so it is just one size. Ruby should be paying you for advertising because I need one after seeing it. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool, wouldn't it? But no, she's obviously not going to do that. Her advertising her own brand would be much more effective than me advertising it, I imagine. Do we think Sam Guggs and her boyfriend have broken up? She seems to be in a new place and has unfollowed his brand on Instagram. Okay, so I have spoken to a close source recently and I don't think they have broken up. I think that they were maybe, you know, having a little tiff, as we all do. And yeah, they're 21, they're in the public eye, and it's just very public when they do unfollow each other and then follow each other again. But I think that they're okay. I think that they might have just had a bit of a moment, you know? Sarah saying that I don't look like that I'd be that tall. Yes, I am very tall. I've always been like 99 percentile for my age, or I don't know. I'm just always super tall. Aussie Influencer Opinions has joined the chat. Hello, let's talk, because Aussie Influencer Opinions did a whole heap of stories the last few days, which were really, really good. People had to write in things that had happened with influencers that were never resolved. So like people were asking questions that they didn't know the answers to, of things that, yeah, like influencers sort of started talking about and then never finished talking about. So people were saying, you know, like what's happened to Denny, or like Kate Szep, what's her story? And yeah, it was a very interesting series of stories. I don't know if she saved them to highlights, but yes. Sam posted Caleb on her story today, I'm pretty sure. That's what Aussie Influencer Opinions is saying. So Might be, but someone else is saying that it was the guy from Fitzroy Garage Party. I think Caleb is from Fitzroy Garage Party. I think he's one of the guys that has the mullet and, you know, the grandpa outfits. Forgot about Fitzroy Garage Party. Is there any info on the Hembrow's ex Reece? What's news with him? I mean, this week, Wolf posted that he received a present, and Tammy wrote, when he receives presents from dad. And I'm not sure if he had received the present from his dad, as in Reece. It looked like it was in like a mail bag and he'd received like an ant farm or something. So I don't know if Reece had like got it posted to the house and Wolf had opened it, or if Tammy meant that it was from her dad, so Wolf's grandpa. But either way, Wolf was very happy and he had this ant farm and Tammy was like, ew, gross. But it was a really cute story. Oh, I've caught up. So, there's 255 people watching tonight, so not as many as usual. But I'm trying to think if there's any other stories that I should address because it's only been 17 minutes, but maybe that's long enough.